This is IGN. This Canadian time travel meta-comedy is a fun blast from the past. This is your IGN review of Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie by Siddhant Adlakha. Half the fun of watching guerrilla productions like Jackass or Borat is the thrill of a flimsy artifice couching publicity stunts as if they've been pulled off for real. The camera, visible or otherwise, follows eager protagonists who ensnare an unsuspecting public into infantile shenanigans, a tradition dating back to the 1948 debut of TV prank show Candid Camera. In the most technical sense, Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie exists in that same vein, making it a delight to watch with an audience. However, it's also a time travel movie incorporating footage from earlier versions of the concept, forcing the story to twist around itself with head-spinning proficiency, leading to one of the most absurd, laugh-out-loud comedy films in years. How exactly do you employ a sci-fi conceit while blurring the lines between real and unreal in a mockumentary, where messing with actual people is the point? If you're Canadian comedians Matt Johnson and Jay McCarroll, who play fictional avatars of themselves and enact harebrained plans to get hired at a music venue, well, you just do. The result, born from the duo's against all odds creative ethos, is a jaw-dropping blast that constantly raises the same core question as Alfonso Cuarón's 3D space scorcher Gravity. How the hell did they make this? For the uninitiated, the Legacy sequel, directed by Blackberry director and Matt and Mara actor Johnson, follows his and McCarroll's short-lived Viceland TV show from 2017 to 2018, Nirvana the Band the Show, itself a sequel to their independent web series Nirvana the Band, which ran from 2007 to 2009. You don't need to have seen either one to watch the new movie, since it opens up with footage they shot on cheap handycams in 2008, introducing us to the duo's core dynamic. A hyperactive, fedora-sporting Johnson ropes the more laid-back McCarroll into trying to score a music gig at Toronto bar and restaurant The Rivoli under the copyright-skirting moniker Nirvana, spelled with two N's, the band. This is despite them never having actually written a song or even contacted the venue's management. After a mini-episode's worth of buffoonery, the film skips forward to 2025 and finds the makeshift musicians in a state of arrested development. Johnson, who behaves largely the same but has put on some weight, is still trying to convince the now haggard McCarroll that his next plan will actually work, at the risk of a potential creative schism. This reintroduction to the characters also serves to convince new viewers to stick around for the ride. It's hard not to, when Johnson's latest ploy involves the publicity stunt of parachuting off Toronto's iconic, nearly 2,000-foot-tall CN Tower, a scheme whose absurd logistics are funny enough until, shockingly, we actually see Johnson and McCarroll con their way to the top of the structure for real. This dizzying feat, shot by off-screen comrades with hidden HD cameras, doesn't go exactly as planned in reality or in the fiction, but it's pulled off with enough panache that any computer-generated seams are completely invisible, buying loads of goodwill from anyone who might still need convincing. Nearly 20 years into trying and failing to play at the Rivoli, McCarroll is at the end of his rope. However, Johnson's ultimate galaxy-brained ploy is yet to come, traveling to the year 2008 by turning the pair's RV into a Back-to-the-Future-style time machine fueled by a long-defunct Canadian novelty drink. Before they know it, the duo finds themselves in an earlier version of downtown Toronto, populated by goth fashion, billboards for the Dark Knight, and, most impressively of all, younger, wide-eyed versions of themselves, accomplished through a combination of body doubles, ingeniously edited archival footage, and meticulously recreated sets. The scenes where the older and younger pairings almost come into contact, combining old and new footage shot nearly 2 decades apart and skillfully spliced together, are a fist-pumping triumph. The movie's mischievous plot involves not only fetch quests to try to return to 2025, but the hilarious horrors of alternate timelines and even stranger publicity ploys, whose staging blurs the lines between fiction and reality. All the while, the story's emotional core pivots around the now 40-something Johnson and McCarroll coming within inches of their past selves, and, in the process, reflecting on this timeline's Obama-era iPhone 3G optimism, not to mention the limitless promise of being able to self-distribute video content for the first time. This is in sharp contrast to their many regrets and failures during the intervening years. Much like the recent Jackass Forever, it's a prank film about the passage of time, told with the same scrappy DIY sensibility as the original web series, albeit with Johnson employing more crash zooms and rapid movements to emphasize both comedic and dramatic moments. Harking back to their low-budget web series, Toronto comedians Matt Johnson and Jay McCarroll, who reprise their roles as indie musicians trying to score a major gig at any cost, inject mockumentary comedy with an incredible sci-fi twist in one of the year's most daringly silly films. Part guerrilla prank saga, part heartwarming friendship story, and part riff on Back to the Future, the result is an incredibly fine-tuned mishmash of styles and ideas that keeps evolving in surprising ways. Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie's IGN score? 9 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie updates, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.